Right folks, just looking through some footage that I've taken recently, and I thought this would be a nice comparison to show how you can take your golf from being someone who's hitting a lot of pulls and cuts over here on the right on the 1st of November to someone who's hitting more pushes and getting the ball to draw back to the target occasionally on the left this morning on the 19th of November. So we'll take a little look at some key areas. First of all, the setup. If you look at it face on, setup's night and day improved. The shoulder angle at setup is much better. Left shoulder now a little bit lower than the left. Centres stacked up over the top of one another here, whereas on this one I've got the upper centre out in front of the lower centre. Left arm dominating everything. Shoulders very open as opposed to much squarer. So dramatically improved setup position, and then it has a knock-on effect during the swing. From that better setup position, the club works inside a little bit more on the way back. The club sets a little bit deeper halfway back, and then midway down we can see that instead of the shaft being above the left forearm here, the shaft is actually sitting more on the left forearm. Again, much more conducive to coming from the inside. Added to that, the fact that I've been working on trying to introduce just a touch more linear movement in the hips during the downswing. We now have the ability to keep the club coming from the inside. So the difference in the two positions there. Shaft more behind me, coming from the inside. And then the big difference now comes through impact. You can see that the club, the ball is starting off a completely different direction. Today's shot's starting off much more to the left and higher. 1st of November, everything's starting low and to the right. And you can see the club working over on the right there on the 1st of November. Club face shutting down to make up for the left curve that I'm expecting. Because one thing I'm not doing here is hitting out enough. You can see the difference between the arm position and the club position on the left. Hitting out at the ball much more. Keeping the loft on the club face, not shutting it down and letting the path of the golf club bend the ball back to the target. If we run that through, then completely different exit position, exiting a little bit higher here on the left as opposed to lower on the right. Remember, some of these things are not ideal for everybody, but this is more a case study of someone who's been struggling to draw the ball, hitting a lot of cuts. We want that player to come more from the inside and hit out at the golf ball for longer. Into the finish, much better look to the finish, and if I just play it down there, at this point we can see now that there's much more linear movement than what we're seeing here. So the hips have started to work forward, further, for longer during the downswing. Far from the finished article, but at the end of the day, it's a nice little case study of how to go from hitting a lot of pull cuts to a few push draws in the space of just 18 days. Same guy, two completely different swings, and one much more inviting shot pattern in a very short space of time. Good luck with it. Hope you're swinging well, and look forward to speaking with you all in the coming weeks.